podcast. You already know it's your boy Manny.
It's your boy Sean.
And welcome back on this beautiful Monday. Hope y'all having a great day. Uh, let's kick it off. Let's start it off about so Sean, what's the topic for today, bro? What is the word on today?
Well, first, let's talk about the NFL. I mean, you seen George Pickens. He said if he don't get that contract, he want to be traded. So, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, bro, I ain't gonna lie, man. You called it. You called it, bro. He literally made an ultimatum. It's just sad. It's really sad, to see Jerry Jones doing this to his you know great talent team players in his team. First he did the Micah, tried to backdoor him with the money and stuff. And then now George Pickens. And I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I agree with him 100%. You know what I mean? He had a phenomenal year last year for them, and he deserves a long term deal. And you can't get mad at George. I mean, he deserves every penny. And that's the thing about these owners and stuff like that. You don't, they have some type of like hold on you, with franchises and trying to hold you, and not pay you the value that you're supposed to get, or you should have. And unfortunately, there are owners like that, and Jerry Jones is one of them. And you can't be successful if you're going to continue to do that to valuable players. You know, especially if you're trying to get to where you're trying to get to. And so I'm 100% um, with George on this. And I stand by it because you know what Jerry has been doing from now he hasn't been just doing just him. It's just been with him, with Michael Parsons. He did it with Troy Aikman. He did it with a whole bunch of players. This not nothing new. This is always a cycle of him of Jerry Jones. And so yeah, he got to get together. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, you
Yeah, bro, you're absolutely right, bro. It's just simple and plain. Pay the man. You know what I mean? If they're doing right by you and your organization, why are you not paying your top guys? But I did hear that that one of the reasons why they don't want to do it is because they already paid CeeDee Lamb top dollar money, and they don't want to pay two wide receivers top dollar money. But my thing is like he deserved that. You know what I mean? If you're trying to get to where you're trying to get to, in this league, one receiver ain't gonna cut it. One receiver ain't gonna cut it. If you got multiple weapons that you can use in your disposal, sometimes you got to sacrifice in order to get what you want. And the truth of the matter is, hey, how you doing? And so so the truth of the matter is like, you got to do what you got to do to get what you want. But yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, if that was the case, it was no reason for them to ever trade for him in the first place. If they didn't have the intentions of ever extending him, why trade for him? You feel me? They could have let somebody else trade for him, and he would have got that contract somewhere else. But they made that move to get him, but they don't want to have to make a move to keep him. So it don't really make no sense to me the way they moving. But either way, I don't think George Pickens is going to be a Cowboy, and I think he's going to be on another team. So, do you have any teams you think he might be on?
Um, um, I don't know. It's pretty interesting. He could go to a team that's probably is like one wide receiver, over the hump. You know what I mean? He probably can go to a team like um, like the Chicago or something. He could go to a team like Chicago. He can go to a team like the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills with that type of weapon, with Pickens and his disposal. Um, it's highly unlikely because they got DJ Moore, but that can definitely be an option for him. Another option that can be is the Baltimore Ravens. You add pair him with Zay Flowers. I mean, who the hell gonna stop that type of offense? You feel what I'm saying? Um, yeah, so yeah, probably those type of three teams and that comes to mind in my head. Do you got any ideas?
I mean, if I'm the Rams, I'm calling to see about CeeDee Lamb. I mean, they called about AJ Brown, they didn't get him. So if George Pickens went out, I say Rams. Let the Rams get him. Rams, George Pickens, Matthew Stafford, Puka. That offense would be crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Ain't nobody stopping them. Ain't Puka and George Pickens ain't nobody stopping that combination. So yeah, I say the Rams. Most likely though, he'll probably go to the AFC. So yeah, a team like the Bills, that could be a team. I can see the Raiders trying to make a move because they don't got no weapons on that team. So Raiders give Mendoza a weapon. So yeah, that's a few teams I think.
That's interesting. The Raiders. Why? What made you pick the Raiders? That's kind of interesting.
Raiders, they don't got nobody. You got starting pieces, but they don't got no true number one wide receiver right now. So if you put George Pickens on that team, you already got your QB of the future in Mendoza. You got Ashton Genty, your running back of the future. Best tight end, best young tight end, Brock Bowers. You still got him there. So all you need is a receiver for that offense. And I feel like that offense can take off. I mean, the defense has already been built around this whole offseason. Your whole offseason has been built upon making the defense better, which they did. So you make that offense better by getting a receiver. I think you'll be cool.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right. They got a brand new quarterback. They got a good running back. They got a good tight end. All they miss is a wide receiver. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you add Mendoza with George Pickens, that could be a hell of a weapon for him. Yeah, definitely, most definitely. But yeah, this is definitely going to be a roller coaster. We're going to talk about it a lot more. I want y'all to comment below on how you feel about the George Pickens ultimatum. He basically said, I want a long term deal or send me to a new team. And I'm not even going to lie to you. Um, this is definitely going to get ugly as time progresses. And like I said before, what you said, a couple months, like a month ago, you said that he probably won't play, and he got every right to not play. Um, and they can't really penalize him because he's on the franchise deal. So no matter if he plays or not, he's still entitled to that money.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see if Jerry Jones decides to really make a change and give him that money or not. I'm banking on him not giving him that money. I can't see it happening. I can't see him paying two receivers because then if you pay George Pickens, I say George Pickens end up making he can't make more money than CeeDee Lamb. So I don't know if George Pickens wants to make more money than CeeDee Lamb. So that's another thing. So is in no way he can't make more than CD because CD is the number one on that team, but it has to be around the same amount. And then a lot of that money will be between CD, George Pickens, and Dak Prescott. So how do they build around a team after giving all three of those players all that money? You know?
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Yeah, that's 100%. But we gonna definitely keep a follow up about what's going on about that type of story. Yeah, let us know how you feel about it, about the George Pickens saga situation. But yeah, we're gonna move on to another topic. We're gonna keep staying in the NFL and move on to the NFL draft. So the NFL draft, man, And go back and check on our YouTube channel and stuff like that. We had a phenomenal draft special for you and everything like that. Make sure you when you go there, you comment and you subscribe, and you also share it to somebody. But yeah, though, this draft has been very, 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 very interesting, very interesting. Uh, you talk about Mendoza. I mean, it was already, bound to happen that he was going to be a Raider. But the other moves that happened, in your opinion, bro, who you think that is the winners and the losers of the draft?
Um, well, first winner, I gotta say the Giants. I feel like the Giants made some good moves. I mean, they got Arvell Reese, a linebacker that wasn't really projected to fall down to pick number 5. He's been projected to be top 3 in every mock draft that I've looked at, but he ended up going to 5. So now they got a linebacker, which I expected them to get no matter what. But they got a linebacker that could not only play at that linebacker position, but also can rush off the edge. Kind of the similar guy to like Abdul Carter. So now you got another piece to play with, and then you get another offensive tackle, or you get an offensive tackle to help Jackson Dart out. And I think he might have been one of the best. He was definitely top 2 offensive tackles in this class. So that's gonna be big for Jackson Dart and his development. Then in that second round, you got a corner and Colton Hood. So and Colton Hood is a dog if you ever watch this game. So just off of those 3 picks, I think that just made them winners. I think all 3 of those could be starters right away. So I love what they did. The Eagles. I don't want to be biased, but I feel like the Eagles are some winners of this draft. I mean, you get Lemon with AJ getting ready to leave. Now you got a receiver that can step up. You got a tight end, Dallas Goddard, and all the rest of the tight ends is all on 1 year deals. So you need to have a tight end in the future. You need a tight end in that room for the upcoming years. You get a 6'9" tackle in Marquise Bell, I believe, and I think he's going to be a dog. I mean, Lane Johnson might retire soon, and as of right now, he could play that right guard position if needed. If Steen doesn't step up, you get a safety that you needed, and don't get me started on that freak of nature. You are Bernard. I mean, you seen the comparisons to Miles Garrett. I mean, he got the size, he got the look, but can we develop him to be that next guy? And I think we can. I think we can. So those my 2 winners right now. I mean, other than that, I would say Caleb Downs going to the Cowboys. Caleb Downs is going to be a tremendous. He's going to be a problem for the NFC East. I'll say that he will be a problem for the NFC East for the upcoming years. But yeah, those my winners.
Got any losers, brother, in the draft?
It's hard to talk about losers, but I will say this: the Ty Simpson pick. I'm not really a big fan of that. I know it could be upside to it if Ty Simpson pans out to be a great quarterback, but he won't play for the next 2 years. I know he'll get to sit and learn, but you seen what happened with Jordan Love. Jordan Love got to sit and learn, but he hasn't done anything. So I just wonder if Ty Simpson is going to be the quarterback that can get them over the hump once Matthew Stafford retires. That's the only thing I'm scared about when it comes to Ty Simpson. So that's my loser pick right there for right now.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, man. Yeah, the recap of the draft, man. I think my winners is I mean, you definitely got to put the Giants up top there. They definitely at least the top 3 or 5 if you want to, how many teams you think that wins or whatever won the draft. I think you add Reese to the Giants. I actually seen him, in college and stuff like that when he was in Ohio State. Yeah, that dude is a dog. That dude's a dog. You pair him. I think that right there, that pick, kind of closed the void of losing Dexter Lawrence, and showing that they're going to be all right. And as a result of that, I think you compare Reese with Duke Carter and them other guys, it's going to be fire. You know what I mean? Then the Jets, I gotta say the Jets. The Jets, they definitely been was winners. Um, Even though they're like one of the worst franchise in history. I mean, they draft well. I mean, David Bell from Texas Tech. I mean, he was one of the top edges in this draft. And you had Sadiq, one of the best tight ends in Oregon. You had him. They had 3 picks, and then you got um, then you later on in the draft. Well, later on, you got a wide receiver from Indiana, Omar Cooper Jr., which is a great wide receiver, and you paired him with Garrett as well. And so, I think they're still in the building process, but those picks that they did definitely pointed to me as winners. And then last but not least, you already know, fly Eagles fly. Um, what they did in that draft was phenomenal. I said it on the video. I'm gonna say it again. They did it phenomenal. The fact that they stole one of the top wide receivers in this draft, Malik Lemon, um, from the Pittsburgh Steelers to trade up to go get him, and the fact that you trade up to your divisional rival with the Dallas Cowboys, and which in my opinion, you know what I mean, is like insane because that's usually that's rarely that happens in the draft. To have your rivals to trade up and stuff like that in the draft to get like one of the best players. I think Malik Lemon is the future of Philadelphia. You pair him with Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goddard and them other guys that they got. The new tight end, Eli. Also that big crazy dude that they got, that Nigerian boy. Yeah, he can be dangerous. And then also Bell as well, that offensive tackle guy. Um, but yeah, Lemon specifically, I think he's gonna be Puka Nakua 2.0. That's really the bottom line. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? How you doing? We from the United States. We from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. But yeah. So yeah. Um, my losers. Um, I can't really pick no losers for real. For real. I wouldn't say losers. I would say kind of a shaking the head. You know, the Ty Simpson was something that was very interesting because we all thought that the Rams was going to go wide receiver. Never would I thought they was going to go quarterback with Ty Simpson, but I understand it. You know what I mean? You got to build into the future. You know what I mean? Matthew Stafford is on his way out the door. You got him like what two? Well, you got one like a year or 2 years left in him. Um, he can grab enough knowledge to one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play this game. I think Simpson has the potential to learn, even though that he wasn't one of the top quarterbacks in the draft to like say to franchise. Oh yeah, he can be that franchise guy. He can learn from the best, and I think it's a positive thing. You know what I mean? And especially if Simpson is willing to learn and is willing to absorb and willing to grasp, what is he saying. Um, Also, I think the pick that the Dallas Cowboys with Caleb Downs, I think Caleb Downs is going to be a stud in this league. But also, I think part one they picked Downs, but part two they're stupid. They're stupid. Point blank, they're stupid. Because after what's going on with the George Pickens situation, you would have thought that they would have got a wide receiver. And now just because of that, all that drama that we heard that, was about to transpire, you don't get a wide receiver. You willing to trade with the Philadelphia Eagles that basically the Philadelphia Eagles own their ass. You feel what I'm saying? And finesse all the time. And how he finesse you again and got the best wide receiver in the draft. And for real, he didn't really need him for real, for real. You know what I mean? But he did. And it's just, with the Dallas Cowboys, it was, it's always something with them. You know what I mean? They pick somebody that was good and then they turn around and do something stupid. And so, I'm not shocked, but I want to say thank you to the Dallas Cowboys as an Eagles fan. I appreciate it. But yeah, that and also, um, yeah, but um, there's one other team that I feel that is losers in this thing. Um, Even though they picked a great pick with the boy Bang Jr. Um, there's from Miami. Um, I still feel like that was the wrong pick for them. Um, they needed a wide receiver. That was just point blank. Period. They needed a wide receiver. I feel like their defense is already intact. They got one of the top 10 defense in the league. Um, I feel like Bang Jr. was like a luxury. It wasn't a need. A wide receiver was a need. And to pair up with your rookie superstar, you didn't have nobody else to pair him with. What makes Baker Mayfield job a lot harder. You feel what I'm saying? And you didn't have nobody to replace Mike Evans, who went to San Francisco, and you didn't fill that void or that situation that needed to be filled. You get what I'm saying? And so I think as a result of that, I think Tampa was a losers in that situation in that type of aspect.
Well, that's where me and you kinda I was on the same page as you. Besides the Buccaneers, I don't think the Buccaneers are losers only because I don't think receivers what they needed. I feel like they did need an edge player. You know, Ruben Bain Jr. comes in and he's the best edge player in that on that team right away. I heard that they haven't had an edge player or a defensive player have 10 sacks in a couple years, bro. I mean, they got Hassan Reddick from us during that time to be that guy, and Hassan couldn't even be the guy. He couldn't be the guy he was with the Eagles. He's out the league. So they did need an edge player. I think they got the boy Emeka Egbuka to be the number one. So Mike Evans leaving didn't really have them losing number one because they drafted a number one when they got Emeka. Jalen McMillan is a good receiver, good speedy receiver that they have, and they still have a good one. So I don't think the receiving core is completely like down bad because of losing Mike Evans, especially with Mike Evans missing a lot of time last year. I think Mike Evans is still that guy and still a reliable target, but I don't think that they lost a number one. I think they already drafted a number one, and they're going to build this offensive around Emeka, and you still got Bucky Irvin. So I think Baker Mayfield still got some weapons to play with. Still got people like fourth string receivers like Tez Johnson and another speedy receiver. So they got players to play with when it comes to that receiver position. But when it comes to edge, they haven't had that guy that had 10 sacks. They got Vita Vea, but Vita Vea he's a run stopper. They don't got that guy that can get to the quarterback when it comes to passing situations. So I don't think they losers, but I see where you're coming from, but I don't think they losers.
Do you feel like, I guess, with the additions that they did, on defense, and then later on got that wide receiver that you just mentioned, do you feel that they can compete with the Carolina Panthers? Do you feel like they can compete with the Saints? Well, yeah, I think they can beat the Saints, but well, specifically the Carolina Panthers because I don't. I feel like they can. I mean, what's your opinion on it?
My opinion is I don't know. A lot that comes with the Panthers is banking that Bryce Young is gonna continue to have growth. Last year, they you would nobody was banking on Bryce Young having the season that he had last year. So I feel like Bryce Young stepped up. We don't know if Bryce Young is gonna have another step in the right direction. I would hope so, but I don't. I can't save 100% and be like, yeah, Bryce Young is going to continue moving in this direction. So I don't know. I feel like they have a chance. They have a chance, and if I'm not mistaken, aren't they in the same? Are they in the same division as the Falcons as well? Yeah. So I think between those three teams, it's really up in the air because I can see the Falcons making a push as well, especially with them getting Avion Terrell, his little AJ Terrell little brother. I can definitely see the Falcons making a push. So it'll be interesting.
Do you feel like that? So in your I guess what you trying to say is that um, you never go underestimate no team, but you feel like that Bryce Young hasn't really like you don't really trust him more than you do Baker. Is that what you trying to say?
Yeah, I've seen Baker step up in multiple occasions in multiple years. I've only seen Bryce Young do it 1 year, so I need to see Bryce Young do it again. Was it a fluke season, or can Bryce Young show that he's actually progressing and actually showing improvement? But yeah, of course, if Bryce Young plays another good year like he did last year, then I think the Panthers should be cool because I like the Panthers defense. But it's all about what Bryce Young can do and what he has around him.
I feel you. Well, what about the NFC East? I mean, the NFC East now is kind of stacked. I mean, you got Washington, got Sonny Styles, grab Sonny Styles, and then you got Philly, got Lemon, and then you got Giants did those moves. What do you feel? Who do you feel? Um, which team do you feel has the bigger impact or the biggest like like the biggest like touch in the NFC East now?
Okay. I mean, I could be biased and be like the Eagles is going to win again, get a three-peat. But at the end of the day, we don't know how this offense is going to look. I'm confident in the defense for sure, but I don't know how Sean is going to have this offense to be like, oh, the Eagles is going to do that. I also don't know how the Eagles is going to look without AJ Brown. So that makes things questionable for the Eagles. It's all about can they offense play without AJ Brown and how will this new system look? So as of right now, though, I will say the biggest threats to the Eagles, it, Cowboys could have been it, but the whole thing with George Pickens that takes them out the equation to me. So now you is left with the Giants, who I feel like had a big offseason and made a lot of big moves, and the Commanders, who was without the quarterback for basically the whole season last year. So between those two teams, I feel like both of those teams is young teams that could step up. If Malik Neighbors can come back and move where he left off, I feel like the Giants have a very bright future. Giants have a lot of young players that's hungry and ready to work. But then I trust Jaden Daniels more on the Commanders. And the move to get Sonny Styles at that linebacker position, I think is going to be very, very dominant. It's a very dominant move, especially with Bobby Wagner not being here no more. Sonny Styles and Frankie Louvo, I think they could be a nice little tandem.
Yeah, bro. I agree with you saying. So so basically, you feel like that the NFC East is kind of like up in the air at this stage of juncture. That's what you're saying.
Pretty much is up in the air, but I do think that Jonathan Grenard move, I think that kind of like eased it up a little bit for me. To be like the Eagles is gonna win this division again. If we didn't make that move, then I'd be like it's up in the air. But I think that move to me solidified it for the defense still being as dominant as it was.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, the NFC East is definitely I could say it's up I don't want to say up for grabs. Yeah, I could say up for grabs, basically. I mean, you look at the Giants. I mean, the Giants they're building. They're building toward the future and the now and the future. We already seen what Jackson Dart is capable of. We already seen what Cam Scatterbull was capable of. And and they did that stuff without Malik Neighbors. Just imagine what they got with him. After him coming from injury and all the other additions that they brought into the team. I believe that the Giants will going to be definitely a problem in the NFC East for years to come, most definitely. But also moving on to the Cowboys, I understand. Yeah, you got to take them out the equation because we don't know what's going to happen with George Pickens. Um, he basically saying that he's going to sit down this season if he doesn't get paid. That's basically what he's saying. And so it's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of commotion. I mean, you got Caleb Downs, but you can't do nothing if you can't put points on the board. So you know what I'm saying. So so you eliminate them out the equation. I mean, the Washington Commanders. For me, the Commanders. I gotta see more with Jordan with Downs. I gotta see more. Um, with first year he had a phenomenal year, had a historic first year. Took his team all the way to the NFC Championship. Then went um the next year after that got hurt. That whole entire year. So it wasn't a good year for him. A lot of people think that Daniels is a guy that's too short, too skinny. Um, he just one hit away, and then he'll be done. Um, I just hope that it doesn't happen. Because he's such a spectacular talent. And we've seen what Daniels is capable of. Um, you know what I mean? I think with the addition of Sonny Styles, you're definitely saying that should be the face of the defense. I'm not really banking on the defense of the Commanders as much as you are, only because that their defense is still old, and also on top of all that, that their offense is still old as well. I mean, you got Terry Scary, but the man is what 31, 32. The man is old. You know what I mean? He's old. You got Debo Samuel. You know what I mean? The man's old too. You didn't go in the draft and really draft a wide receiver that you say, okay, hey, look, um, you know, this is somebody that we see that can look into the future. You know what I mean. And have these two guys, Debo and Terry Scary, to guide him, to mentor him, to develop him to the player that he should be for the future. I do think that the Commanders has a lot of question marks, especially after the season that they had last year. As far as the Eagles, um, yeah, you're right. Philly do got some questions. Mainly is on the offensive side of the ball. I have no doubt that the defense is going to be phenomenal after the additions that they had. With Jonathan and all of them. But the offense, it's going to be completely different without AJ Brown, and it's the truth. And we got to face that truth. And new offensive coordinator, new offensive scheme. New offensive team, like whole like squad, staff. So everything is new. Everything is like fresh. And so we don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? We can say, oh yeah, I believe it's gonna be like this. We can think all we want. But it's all about what we gotta see in September. And so as a result of that, um I think the weapons that they have, Jalen Hurts has, they got a really deep wide receiver room, with Hollywood Brown, with Makai Lemon, with Devontae Smith, with Wicks, Latavian Wicks, Elijah Moore. You still got Saquon, you still got Dallas Goddard. You know what I mean? You got weapons and stuff like that. And so they're still in the mix. Um, but they're dealing um they're dealing with a whole 180 right now, offensively. And so yeah, so absolutely. So I understand where you're coming from about that NFC. It's definitely a question mark, but it's also up in the open as well.
Yeah. I was speaking about the NFC East. Do you think that Makai Lemon can make an impact for this team with AJ Brown being gone and there being a size difference between them two and a difference in style of play? Do you think that Lemon can make an impact on this team?
Um yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I believe he can make an impact on this team. Um I think at the end of the day, it's no replacing AJ Brown because AJ Brown is a different type of wide receiver. They're two different type of wide receivers. You know what I mean? He's big, strong. His tenacity is crazy. Versus Lemon, he's short, but he's still a dog and stuff. Um, I still believe Lemon is the future for the Philadelphia Eagles as a part of their future. I think that was one of the reasons why they picked him. They picked Lemon, not because of, I think in a way it was kind of like filling the gap for that departure of AJ Brown, but also they also looked at Lemon as like, yo, this is our guy, that's going to make wild, crazy plays for us. He don't mind doing the dirty work. You know what I mean? He don't mind handling that pressure. He said it himself. When he got drafted, he was crying, was emotional, and he said, "I'm a dog. I ain't come here to play." You know what I mean? And you know what I mean. He said it, and so I saw him at UC UC USC. The guy is phenomenal. I think if they're going to be plugging him the right way. I think it's perfect because um, they're doing a new system, they're doing a new scheme, and I think in either way, I think Lemon is going to fit just right in for Philadelphia. It might take a little bit of time, but I think the pairedness with Lemon and Devontae, especially when they can create different things, I think the size difference does matter. um, but at the same time, it's like it can be a blessing too, because at the end of the day, they still have a tall wide receiver and Jerry and Wicks that can get those 50-50 balls if he wanted to. If Jalen wanted to have those throw them deep balls, I think Wicks can do that. They can pair up. What's his name? Saquon Barkley, and I also believe that including Lemon is going to open up that offense. It's going to open up that running game tremendously. The way they use Lemon and Smith, um, is going to open up for Saquon in a major way. I mean, you look at what they did for the past year or so. Last year, Saquon couldn't do anything. I think a lot of it had to do was because he had that crazy 2,000 rushing yards, but they wasn't creative. You know what I mean? There wasn't no like execution. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. It was just basic stuff. And I think with Lemon, he brings a different dynamic to the Eagles offense, and that's what they need. They need a different dynamic. They need a different type of air. They need a different type of, you know what I mean? A little different fire. And I think Lemon brings that, only you laughing. But yeah, but that's what Lemon brings. And I'm excited about the young man. You know what I mean? You can't compare him with AJ Brown, but I'll tell you this. He's going to be a stud. He's going to be a stud in his own way. And that's what I'm excited for, and I'm looking forward to it. What do you think about it, though?
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. A little bit of a little like you said, a little They need a little and a little fresh air. I agree with you. I agree with you. I think with AJ Brown leaving and us getting Lemon, like we talked about, it's gonna be more of a wide receiver by committee. So Now you don't got to worry about Jalen Hurts being like having to hear AJ Brown saying he wants the ball or feed me the ball. He don't got to worry about force feeding the ball to AJ Brown. Now he can focus on getting it to the open person. Who's open? Who can I get the ball to that's going to help us score instead of who's going to make the person happy. So I like that. I think Lemon does bring a different element to this team. A lot of his routes is over the middle, which is what we need. So that's going to be good too. I think, especially because we haven't had a slot guy be dominant the way I feel like Lemon could be dominant. I don't remember the last time we had a dominant slot guy. So that's going to be cool to see. The main reason feel like last year the run game didn't work is because the offensive line was injured. So with the offensive line now being able to get healthy, I feel like that's going to be good going on, especially with us drafting younger players too, and the players that we drafted in the previous years probably developing to be good, better players. So I think that's going to be good for this team. I think Saquon's going to get back to where he left off with the 2,000 yards, maybe not exactly 2,000 yards, but I think he can have a 1,400 yard year. And now that we have Tank Bigsby for a full year, I think that's going to help as well. So I like where this Eagles offense is going as far as the players. Now I just got to see what Sean does with the scheme. I just got to see the scheme, and then I can fully be like, okay, this team is going to do it again.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. I feel like with Lemon, he's more of that shit. The way that he plays, he more of that security blanket. You know what I mean? He's that security blanket. I feel like with him, uh, I feel like you can trust him a lot more. I think that he's gonna trust Jalen. Between Lemon and Jalen is gonna be that pair is gonna be good, and I think that Lemon is gonna make Hurts a better quarterback. You know what I mean? I think adding him to the equation is going to make him better. It's going to make Jalen do things that he usually don't do. But I feel like in a sense that he's going to make him do what he don't do, but make him feel comfortable of doing it. You know, while he's doing it. You feel what I'm saying? Because of Lemon, because he has that trust that he's going to go up there and grab the ball. You know what I mean? I feel like that Lemon brings a different um, element to the offense, but most importantly, I do believe that he is going to elevate Jalen Hurts uh, in a way that I feel like that Jalen feel like that he probably didn't was able to, I guess, feel like that he can develop on. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, that's why I'm very very excited about it because it's like I'm excited to see where Sean does when it comes to schemes and all that. But just in general, no matter what the schemes are, you know what I'm saying? It's all about that trust at the end of the day in that field. And I do believe that Lemon is one of those guys is that guy that can be relied upon. Um, and have that trust. You know what I mean? With Jalen, to make Jalen throw those uncomfortable passes. I feel like Lemon gives him that. You get what I'm saying? Those uncomfortable passes that he usually don't throw, he can throw it to Lemon because Lemon is going to give him that trust or I guess that bond that they're going to have to say, yo, listen here, throw it in the middle. I'm going to grab it. I don't give a damn who's been my way. I'm going to grab it. And he's going to show it time and time again. And it's going to make Jalen Hurts comfortable and a better quarterback. So I do believe Lemon is going to make Jalen a better quarterback and better in his game as well.
Yeah, I agree for sure, 100%. So with us talking about the NFL, how about we pivot over to the NBA? Playoffs are still going. Even though I don't want to talk about it, let's talk about how my Sixers just got destroyed. Um, yeah, very embarrassing. So I'll let you start off.
Yeah, I know my man don't want to talk about it right now. I know it's all right, but we gotta talk about it. Yeah, yeah, it was pretty bad, people, pretty bad. Game four. Joel Embiid was back. He played a good game, a real good game, but that good game wasn't enough. Um, Going back and look at the game, it was just I feel like a lot of it had to do with the Eagles, not the Eagles, the Sixers was just trying too hard. They didn't um, um, do what they do best. They try to shoot the ball a lot. They're not really a shooting type team like the way Boston is, and they try to do that, and they was bricking the whole time. And um, um, and also the effort as well. Defensively, they were terrible. Defensively, they were terrible. The effort was just not there at all. It's sad. It's really really sad because I thought that the return of Joel Embiid would have changed some things. Will make a different element. Every time you have Joel Embiid in that lineup, it's something to be frightened about or something to be alert about. But the Celtics were like, I don't give a damn about Joel. We still gonna do what we gonna do. And it's just I got told Sean and I told y'all all of y'all the Sixers is not the better team. It's the Celtics is just a better team. Um, People say that it's over. It ain't over till it's over. Um, we seen them beat them in Boston, game two, and so um we'll see if they can go two in a row. I mean, I don't know. Um, but yeah, it's just unfortunate about the 76ers. And they really need to fix a lot, starting from the top down. And yeah, just in general, it just was terrible. So yeah, I'm gonna let you go and take over.
Yeah, it's over. It's over. I can say that with confidence. It's over. I just watched the Celtics win 2 games back to back in Philly, and now they're going home. To I believe that they're gonna win it at home. It's over. It is over, and I came to terms with that. After getting blown out again like that, mind you, I was sleeping. I was sleeping. I looked at the score after the game, and look, I seen the score. It was a blowout. It was so embarrassing, brother, that I don't even want to look at the highlights. I can't even look at the highlights. So I'm embarrassed by my team. I'm embarrassed to even say that we was gonna win in six. It's just embarrassing. I feel like this team doesn't play no defense. They don't show no heart. They can't get no rebounds. With Joel Embiid coming back, yeah, it was a positive that he did play good, but Joel Embiid playing also changes the pace for the rest of the guys. All the other guys got to adjust to him being on the court. So it's a slower pace, and I feel like a lot of the guys don't want to put up shots because they want to keep feeding Joel Embiid. And I seen that Joel Embiid did have the first 8 points, but that's not good all the time, especially when Maxi is only getting 3 shot attempts up in the first half. That's crazy to me. Tyrese Maxey is the face of this organization, and he only took 3 shot attempts. No, Paul George. I heard that Paul George couldn't play defense to save his life. Paul George, what are we paying you for? Our centers. Why? I mean, Joel Embiid played great, but I didn't even get to see what the backup center did. So I'll look to see that too. But most, all I want to say is just it's been a hell of a year. It's been a lot of downs. It's been a few ups, and I'm just ready for the next season. Daryl Morey needs to get fired. Joe Harris, he definitely needs to get fired. Um, Nick Nurse, I am on the fence about Nick Nurse. Maybe I'll give him another chance, but I'm on the fence with Nick Nurse because he's a defensive coach, and I haven't seen no defense. That's the only thing that I don't like about Nick Nurse is I haven't seen the defense. I haven't seen the coaching. Where is the coaching? Haven't seen it. But yeah, they definitely got to get out of here though. It all starts up top. Up top, got to go.
When you said that, bro, it was a flashback on one of the videos that you said. I forgot. Oh man, but it was uh, oh no, it was the same thing. It was the Sixers and stuff. You was like, Dale Morey, gotta go. Hey, gotta go. but, but, but I mean, yeah, man. But I ain't gonna hold you, man. I ain't gonna hold you, man. One of the Sixers' strength is when their back is against the wall, they show up and show out. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, they was able to win in Boston. So I mean, they can win it, if they have the right mindset and stuff like that. Because they shown that they can beat Boston. You know what I mean? They shown that. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say on a consistent basis. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying in general though, like the Sixers have a good um way of showing their heart when everything is on the line. I mean, you look at the play-in. You know what I mean? They had to win to get inside their playoffs. It was crazy. They was on fire. You know what I mean? And so like I said, I do believe it's over. I do believe it's over. But like I said, I mean, you never know what type of mentality they're gonna come uh on Tuesday night, tomorrow night. Um, but yeah, in general, but yeah though, but everything that you said, bro, it's I think they need to draft a center, a future center. It has to be done. It has to be done. Paul George, he has to get out. You got to find a way to eat that dead cat money. You better call Howie Roseman. They just around the street. They're just across the street. And you just asking for advice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why. I don't know why Del Morey not even going to ask Howie Roseman. He right across the street. But but yeah though, yeah, they need to get a center. They need to get rid of Paul George. Yeah, and they just need to continue to build talent and also big guys too, tall guys, not with these small guys, small dudes. They got to get small dudes and create a team surrounded by Maxi and VJ. It's their time. It's their time. They shown it. Time that they are the best backcourt duo in the league, in my opinion. In my opinion. I mean, besides Murray and Jokic, it's them. I'm not even gonna hold you, and I believe they can be the best. And they shown that they're ready, and so I think it's time for them to build with them, and hell, they probably can go further than what Joel took them for the last 10 years. So yeah, what you think about that?
Say that last part one more time, my fault.
I said that those two, Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, I feel like that there's their time, and I feel like that they can take the Sixers further than what Joel Embiid has took them for the last 10 years.
Uh, that statement, I'm like back and forth with that only because I gotta see the team actually. They like the front office has to build around VJ and Maxi. You feel me? I feel like the front office has done so much to build around Joel Embiid over these past 10 years by giving him players like Maxi, VJ. He didn't had Jimmy Butler, Ben Simmons when he was a top player. So Seth Curry, it's like it's so many Tobias. It's so many players that I can name that Joel Embiid has had or stars that they got to play with. So I gotta see what they can do with Tyrese and VJ. Who are they gonna put around them to really maximize their strengths? You feel me? So I'm not gonna say that yet. I think it can be for sure, but I feel like I would have to see in the next 10 years what they do to build around them two. I do think that these two players can build something. They can be our future, and we can have a positive viewing of getting to a championship with these two players. But I gotta see how they build around them for me to be like he can do more than Joel Embiid.
I mean, well, yeah, I mean, for the past 10 years, they built Joel Embiid with such great talent. You know what I mean? You named them. Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris. Jimmy Butler, hell, James Harden. You know what I'm saying? Um, and somehow, some way, he still didn't get the job done because of the injuries that he has dealt with most of his career. I feel like that if they put the right pieces with them, with VJ and Maxi, they can take it to another level. There's no doubt in my mind. It's no doubt in my mind because they are that great. When's the last time you see Tyrese Maxey uh miss majority of his games because of injury? Last time I checked, Maxey has perfect attendance. You know what I mean? Well, just damn near everybody. And VJ, he's just as hungry. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if we put pieces around those guys, real good pieces, um, and it don't even have to be like a Jimmy Butler or a James Harden. You feel what I'm saying? Like, cause they two are the superstars for real. But I'm just saying in general, like what they did with Embiid for the past 10 years, he should have got the job done, but he couldn't because of the lack of health that he continued to progress on. So that's why I feel like that right now is a clear statement that they need to turn the page on Joel. It's time, and they need to build around uh uh Tyrese Maxey because I don't know how many years Joel has in his contract, but I think probably got like 3 years or something like that. But you know he go here and mentor the new center, the new next star. You know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? In those 3 years, as he transitions his way out, you know what I'm saying? And as during that time, they can still build off of off of the team, with those two. And hell, before you know it, 2, 3 years, probably four, they probably be in the Eastern Conference. Hell, maybe in the NBA Finals. You feel what I'm saying? So they got. I mean, but you're right. Excuse me. It's all about the right front office and what they would put the right pieces. But I feel like the pieces that what Joel has been given for the past 10 years and still ain't get it done. I feel like those pieces that if VJ or those same pieces that they gave Joel, you know what I mean? If they got those same pieces and they gave those same pieces to VJ and Maxi, there's no doubt in my mind they would have won a championship already. There's no doubt in my mind. And that's just the truth, bro. That's just the truth.
Okay, I can see. I see. I'm not knocking what you saying down. I'm just saying I gotta see it. I gotta see who's in this front office of the future. I gotta see who's gonna be the coach of the future before I can jump to that because the the climax of the Joel Embiid era is Eastern Conference Finals. So Tyrese Maxey and VJ has to get to a finals to stamp themselves being over the Embiid era. The VJ Max has to get to the finals to stamp that. Either that or they got to get to the Eastern Conference Finals multiple times. Either or to stamp that they're better than that than the era of Joel Embiid. But I definitely do feel like they could be better for sure, especially with the attendance not getting hurt playing. I agree, but on the flip side, you're experiencing something different. You've been Anthony Edwards fan, and y'all are actually up 3-1 against the Denver Nuggets. Now, what do you think? I mean, I don't agree with what y'all did the last game with scoring. I do think Joker is getting ready to come with a vengeance just because of that. But I don't know if they're going to win the series though. I do think y'all might win the series. But how you feel about your team?
Well, absolutely, yeah. Woo, let's go Timberwolves. But yeah, it's something to very cheer about by my team. I told you, everybody counted us out. The Denver Nuggets, they gonna whoop our ass. We whooping their ass. But but the flip side to it, you know what I'm saying? I'm loving what I'm seeing. But some bad things happened. We lost our guy, DiVincenzo, with a torn Achilles. You know, people say that's not a big deal, but he was part of our shooting core. Also, Ant got hurt. He got a hyperextended, knee, and so he's gonna be out for a couple weeks. So this boy crazy, but he's gonna be out for a couple weeks. So it's like I feel like that the Nuggets gonna win this game back in Denver, but we gotta close it out. There's no way. There's no way in hell. You know what I mean? They can't come back from a 3-1 deficit. I would literally disown the Timberwolves if that happened. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. I will never not be a fan of them. No word, bro. Like, but anyway, but yeah, though, it's like it's kind of unfortunate. You know what I mean? That's why they need to get the series done now, finish. I feel like I want them to finish in Denver, get it over with. So, because as of right now, the West, they're still fighting. You know, they got two double season, two double um series tied. You know, so the more time, the better. The more time, the better for the Timberwolves. The more time, the better. But yeah. But we gotta stay focused. Even though we dealing with some adversity right now, we gotta still stay focused and finish the job. It's not an easy job, but we gotta finish it. My man's dropped 40 that night. You know what I mean? He did his thing, but we need some more. We need to continue to keep going. Rudy Gobert needs to stop acting like he's a shooter when he's not, and stay his big ass in the damn paint and get my rebounds and get rebounds for us this team. And so, but yeah, though I'm optimistic, even though I'm a little hurt right now because my guys are hurt. But we gotta do what we gotta do. Take care. We gotta take care of. Have probably like a good week, a week and a half off. You know what I mean? And then, get back to work. You know what I mean? And possibly, probably game one or game two, Anthony Edwards, and we'll come back and let's continue to shock the world like we've been doing this past few weeks. So yeah, let's go Timberwolves.
Mm. I didn't know. Well, from the video, I knew he wasn't gonna be playing, but I didn't know it was confirmed that he wasn't gonna be playing. So yeah, that changes a lot for your team. Um, yeah, and then when y'all did what y'all did at the end of the game, yeah, Nuggets might come back. Nuggets might come back. I'm not gonna lie. If y'all don't end it in 6, Nuggets is winning. I tell you that.
There's no coming back.
If y'all don't win it in Game 6, Nuggets will come back.
Let y'all go to. No, they won't. No, they won't. No, they won't.
Y'all go to a Game 7, Nuggets will win the whole thing. I'm telling you that now. I'm telling the people that if the Nuggets force a Game 7, they're gonna win the whole thing. Not the whole thing, but they're gonna beat the Timberwolves. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. With no Anthony Edwards, yeah, guaranteed. That boy is not scoring 40 no more. He will not touch 40 points no more. I guarantee you that. Yeah. Y'all should have never scored that pill. Y'all should have never scored at the end of the game.
All right, man.
Y'all,
Stop hating, man. Stop hating. All right.
hey, y'all got a bright future, but y'all woke up a monster. And y'all don't got Anthony. If y'all had Anthony Edwards, it would have been different. I would have said y'all got it next game. But with no AE and y'all did what y'all did and woke up the monster, yeah, you're done. If y'all go to Game 7, if y'all stop it in Game 6, then y'all.
Yeah, that's why I said I feel like that game 5 gonna be a hard one because I do feel like Jokic gonna come crazy. I do feel that way. I really do. But yeah, but If we able to find a way to knock them down in this game, game 5, then knock them down. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. That's where Cardi B said, "Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it." You know what I mean? Get it done. You know what I mean? But if somehow, some way they win, we gotta end in a game 6. We cannot go to back to Denver in a game 7. We can't go there. We can't do that. It can't happen.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, in other terms, other teams in the West, because you said a lot of teams are tied up. Some teams is actually up 3-1 in the West too. I mean, San Antonio is up 3-1. The Lakers is up 3-1. So, and I think both of those teams can are 2-1, but it's going to be 3-1. It's going to be 3-1. No, Lakers is up 3-1.
I didn't know that. Oh, I thought they won. I thought Houston won last game.
They did. That was the only one they got.
Damn.
Yeah, so yeah. Looking at the standings for the West, keep looking. Yeah. I mean, Thunder is up 3-0. Lakers up 3-1. Minnesota up 3-1. San Antonio is up 3-1. So yeah, all the tie series is in the East. The West is dominating. It's clear winners in the West right now. So it ain't gonna be that much of a break if y'all do get the win.
Now I ain't gonna lie to you though. Out of those teams, when we get out that game, get out that series against the Nuggets, out of those teams, I'd rather us face the Spurs. The only reason why, bro, I'd rather us face the Spurs is because I feel that uh we got a plan for Victor. You know what I'm saying? We got a plan for Victor. And our defense is nice too. And so I feel like they can compete with the Spurs. Uh, you know what I mean? I feel like they can compete with the Spurs. Now with the Lakers, no. The only reason why I say no because Luka gonna come back and they're gonna be shooting up a storm, and I ain't got time to be dealing with that. And I don't want to. And I don't want to. And I damn sure don't want us to go against Oklahoma. We're gonna be done game 4. That's a sweep right there.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to see Oklahoma because Oklahoma is clearly the best team in the NBA. So, yeah. So yeah, I agree. Your best bet would be the Spurs. That would be a best bet. But even if y'all got something planned for Wemby, I don't think y'all can plan for Wemby's defense. That's the one thing you can't plan for that. You can't plan for yeah, nah, you can't plan for that. Ruby Gobert can't do anything to Wemby, respectfully.
Take the ball out of his hand.
I mean, even if you take the ball out of his hand, he still got some weapons. Steven Castle, um, you still got the rookie. They got some players. De'Aaron Fox is on the team. They got some players over there.
I feel you. So, heading to the East, who do you feel that is the in the series in the East? What do you feel? Which series is the most intriguing in the East right now? Eastern Conference right now.
I mean, looking at I would say the most intriguing. It depends on, I mean, what our definition of intriguing is. Off of my definition of intriguing, I'll probably say the Magic and the Pistons, only because the Pistons is the number one team in the East, and the Magic is the last seed, and the Magic is up right now. So that's why I would say that's my most intriguing team, the most intriguing series. But if you're talking about intriguing as in like just playing, it probably would be between one of these top series, and I probably would lean more towards the Hawks and the Knicks because I didn't really see the Hawks and the Knicks really being a tight game like this. I thought that the Knicks was going to clear a better team, but it turns out I was wrong about that. So that could be seen as intriguing as well. But what you thinking?
Yeah. 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 Absolutely, bro. I feel like I think after that game against the Magic, I feel like the Detroit had the formula to beat them, and they might beat them game five. So that ain't really been that intriguing. I was kind of shocked that they won game one though, but that wasn't really the intriguing part. The one that I feel like that was pretty interesting was definitely the Knicks and the Hawks. Hawks is really giving the Knicks a hard time, and they definitely giving up a fight. But like my man D Harris said, that they got a lot of depth in that team, and they got a lot of height, and their defense is like top notch. And so when you really look at it, you know what I mean. They're really like really putting up a fight for the Knicks. I do believe the Knicks gonna wind up getting out of the series eventually. Um, but I don't know. That series might go to seven. I'm not even gonna hold you. It might go to seven, or it might go to six, one or the other. But especially the way that they winning games, the way that the Hawks is winning, like they're winning like on 1 point possession, 2 point possession, 3 point possession. Feel me? So like that's very very interesting. To kind of cope on that. But the other intriguing one that I really think that's very interesting is the Raptors and the Cavs. I thought the Cavs was going to sweep them. You looked at them; they was up 2-0. Now you turn around, you blink, they tied 2-2. You know what I mean? And I told you, and I said, that defense of the Toronto is nice, and the past two games, uh, uh, their turnover game has been top notch. They've been stopping James Harden. They've been stopping I mean Mitchell does what Mitchell does. But as far as like James Harden, that's supposed to be that guy that's supposed to facilitate the ball and make make the offense smoother and more rhythm. Toronto making that a very, very hard time. And so I'll be shocked if that series go to seven. I'll be really, really shocked. And if it does go to seven, I don't believe that the Cavs is going to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. You know what I mean? I don't believe that. Because even though I feel like Toronto is a good team, a great defensive team, they don't have the firepower that the Cavs got. The Cavs got. They just don't. And so as a result of that, if you got a hard time with the Raptors, you know what I mean? Who you gonna go against Boston? Who you gonna go against the Knicks? You feel what I'm saying? Like, uh, or hell, even Detroit. You know what I'm saying? And so it definitely brings a eyebrow. We got to see. I think their next game is hold up. Uh, I think either tomorrow, I believe. Uh, the next game is Wednesday. Next game Wednesday. So yeah, we gotta see. We gotta see what's going to transpire into that. But yeah, though, what you feel about that though?
it's going to be hard, and I still think the Thunder will come out on top.
So is that a prediction that you think the Lakers and the OKC Thunder going to be in the Western Conference?
Yeah, that's my prediction. What Lakers and Thunder.
So the Lakers and Thunder, Cavs and Boston, Eastern Conference.
Yeah, that's how I was looking from my perspective. That's how it's looking.
Who do you feel like that's going to go to the final? I'm low. You think it's going to be Oklahoma and Boston, but you think who's going to wind up taking it? Thunder.
Yeah, I got Thunder winning again. Thunder is going to go back to back. I think this is the start of the Well, I think last year was the start of the Thunder dynasty. The Thunder is still a young team and got too much talent. They got multiple draft picks in the next draft. I think the Thunder dynasty is now. So, we didn't seen the Lakers have a dynasty. We didn't seen Golden State have a dynasty. Now it's the Thunder time. The Thunder is gonna have a dynasty, and I don't know what team can beat them.
Hey y'all, I said it, y'all. I said the prediction. It was going to be OKC Thunder and the Celtics. I didn't pick who was going to win though, but I picked that in NBA Finals prediction. But yeah, man, we're gonna see what's going on. This NBA Finals has definitely been intriguing, very been crazy. But the thing about it is that anything can happen, and I mean, it's been showing proof that. That's why I said I can't count the Sixers out because they can wind up going down there and win. Hell, they can go wind up win there and Philly. Come back in Philly and win. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna shut nobody else out because you know things that we thought was gonna happen didn't happen. I actually went to the other direction and it happened in a different way. So yeah, we're gonna see about that. But yeah, moving on to one more topic. Last one topic of the day is we was talking about that women's basketball is back preseason. What is your take on basketball, women's basketball right now? How do you feel, and what do you expect for this year for women's NBA basketball?
I think a lot of odds is going to be on women's basketball this year, especially with this recent rookie class coming in. Um, I think it's going to be very exciting. I mean, I got to see a couple highlights from the games. Um, we got Black Panther in the draft. Yeah, we did get the Black Panther in the draft. That Black Panther slash Batman. Yeah, he's gonna be something for sure. That boy Bernard he different. But yeah, I caught up to a couple WNBA games. I seen Flajay Johnson. She's a rookie this year. She had like 12 points. Baller. I seen Raven Johnson. She's a rookie playing defense like crazy. Caitlin Clark, she's back doing what she's doing, left off, shooting up threes. So yeah, it's gonna be very exciting this year. I can't wait to see it, especially with the contracts getting moved up. It's gonna be fun to see players working, fighting for the contract.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we got that Black Panther. That's right, Wakanda forever. But yeah, to piggyback to what you were saying, bro, I feel like that uh the NBA WNBA is up for the horizon. I think we're gonna be uh in one heck of a treat this year. You look at what has been transpiring this off seasons with the stars that's been happening, them getting major deals. Wilson, Asia Wilson, getting that one of the biggest deals in women's basketball history. You had other people that other players that have been getting big contracts. You see Claire Clark. I saw her the other day. She was acting like she never got hurt. That girl was on cloud nine, And so, yeah, absolutely, bro. I feel like it's definitely going to be intriguing, especially when you have people that's players that's up for contracts, or you know what I mean, are trying to find to get renewal of a contract. You know what I'm saying? Especially where this game is going. Um, the more intriguing it's going to get, the more revenue it's going to create. And this is just the beginning. I feel like that they definitely invested in the off season because for a greater reward, you know, down the line. And so I'm excited about what these women is going to do. They already been balling, and it's just preseason, y'all. So I'm looking forward to what's going to happen um, in basketball, women's basketball. Um, but I'm definitely anticipating for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Definitely gonna be tuned in. Can't wait to see it. Um, yeah, between that and women's college basketball, I'll be locked in.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah,
But
well,
yeah, I do think I was gonna say I do think we basically touched on all the topics of the day. If you think,
you're absolutely right.
yeah. So I mean, I feel like we might as well just end this. Andre, if you still here, bro, make sure you watch the replay. We did talk about Black Panther in the beginning, so make sure you rewatch it and like this video for us, because yeah, we talk about Black Panther and how crazy he can.
Yeah, absolutely, we did. Absolutely, we did. Yeah, Joe. Also, make sure you share this with somebody. Also, everybody else, make sure you share this video. And get everybody and get people as much people as you involved. We thank y'all on this Monday special edition. Back from a crazy, crazy draft. But we're back. We'll see you guys. Wait, what's going on? What's up, bro?
Yeah, just before we end, we might talk about this more next time. But I did just see the Cowboys signed Marquez Valdez Scantling. So they did just get a receiver. So we'll see what that means.
Drama in Dallas. Drama in Dallas. Woo! Hey, my man Drew, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Always there, always support and appreciate you. Yeah, he is trash. But yeah, he is trash. But yeah, but the George Pickens situation is gonna, you know, escalate to a uh crazy. It's gonna go crazy leading up to the season. But you know, they're lost. I win. Fly Eagles fly. So, you know, we appreciate everybody for coming on. We're definitely gonna be talking about what just transpired, the breaking news that Sean just told us on Wednesday's episode. Same time, same place. We appreciate you all. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, share it to somebody, comment. We want to share everything, give it out, spread the word, and also follow us on our social media, our TikTok, everything. We want to get you everything. Uh, so long. You already know it's your boy Manny,
And this your boy Sean.
and this is the Word Sports Podcast. We love you, appreciate you. Be safe. Have a great Monday. Take it easy. Peace.